Every little echo feels like it's closing in. Breath like smoke in the silence, heart like a warning drum. Every step on this long road asks what I'll become. I hear my fear howling in my ear, but there's a pull calling me clear. I'm the wolf of the wilderness, running through the dark unknown. Every shadow on this path tells me I'm still on my own, on this journey into the unknown. I walk with my solitude. I'm the wolf of the wilderness, and I'm stronger in the blue. Old map in my pocket, edges torn, half true. Stars drawing new lines. I keep chasing the few. Footprints fade in the frost now. No one to turn me back. If I must lose who I was to finally find my track, I taste the fear burning like a flame, but I won't fold. I call my name. I'm the wolf of the wilderness, running through the dark unknown. Every shadow on this path tells me I'm still on my own, on this journey into the unknown. I walk with my solitude. I'm the wolf of the wilderness, alone with solitude, but I still feel the fire, a quiet steady glow under all this wire. If the world falls away and the night swallows sound, I'll keep moving forward till a new dawn is found. Boots on the gravel, cold sky, silver and white. Breath draws a halo, fog rolling over the pines. Every step an echo, bouncing off the dark hillside. Heart like a drum, on this journey into the unknown. Moon climbs the tree line, paints silver scars on the ground. Shadows like old fears, chasing but they never catch now. I taste the thunder in the air before it breaks. Lightning in my ribcage. Every choice is mine to make. Fire in the distance, but I turn my back on the glow. Freedom in the dark, they're whispering, you're not If I stumble, if I bleed, these branches write it into me. Every bruise a burning star, etched across this traveling heart. If I'm crying, let it rain. Wash the names I used to claim. And here I finally hear the wild voice in my veins. On the wolf of the wilderness, running where the wild winds blow. On this journey into the unknown. Leather boots in the dust, moonlight paints my rusted blade. Every step a quiet echo through the pines where shadows fade. Paper crane in my pocket from a town I had to leave. Wind is reading my secrets, tearing pages off my sleeve. I'm a samurai of the wilderness, walking straight into the unknown. Every scar is my only sky, dust on my shoes, breath in the dry air. Talking to myself like an old excuse. Billboards fading into brown and gray. Nothing says my name, just a suitcase heart and a quiet flame. I've been walking through this open aching land. Every step I'm still learning who I am. When the night gets loud and the world feels strange, I hold on, hold on. Room on Dust on the dashboard, map folded up in the dark. Motel neon long gone. Only stars, only scars in my heart. Gas station coffee gone cold. His jacket on the passenger seat. I talk to an empty horizon, like it's the only one listening to me. Every mile, another question. Every sign just says keep on. The man with no name left his shadow in my bones. I chase what I can't claim down these endless faded roads. A journey with no end inside, just me and the long, long line of blue. Alone with solitude tonight, but I still drive toward the ghost of you. Yeah. Small town diners pass by, red boots, jukebox, passing lights. I see our faces in the window, then it fades as I hit 75. His letter in the glove box creased like the lines round my eyes. I read the first 3 words again, then shoved the rest back inside. Every mile, another memory. Every song turns into you. Maybe he's a myth I made to give my aching heart a shape. Maybe I'm the one who chose an empty seat, an unknown road. But when the night leans in and my hands feel small on the wheel, I swear I hear him breathing like he was always real. Dust on my suit, case, sun in my rear view glass. Another small town station fading as the miles roll past. Silence in the front seat, radio low, soft hum. Talking to my own heart, asking where the strength comes from. Map folded on the dashboard, coffee cold beside my hand. Every mile a different silence, same horizon, same dry land. Wind carves lines along the window, dust is dancing, colored gold, talking to my faded shadow like it's someone I still know. Endless road in bloom, I am the flower in the wilderness, rooted in the blue of every lonely mile I confess. Yeah, the sky feels wide, but I can carry all this emptiness. Endless road in bloom, I am the flower in the wilderness. Billboard towns and broken motels, neon buzzing half my name. I check in with my reflection, ask her if we've changed. I plant hopes and gravel shoulders, every exit one more try. Petals opening in slow motion to a stranger's passing One deep breath, one more turn. Let the gravel fly, let the engine burn. If the world forgets I was ever here, I'll leave a field of color for someone to discover through their in the dust on my boots, same straight line for miles. Sun burns the sky. I walk, I'm still a child. Empty motel signs fading in my rearview mind, talking to the wind like it's the only friend I'll find. Every step another goodbye, every town another closed door. But there's a heartbeat under this quiet saying there's something worth fighting for. Bloom on the long road, bloom in the wild unknown. Little heart, don't fold, you're not made of stone. Bloom on the long road, even when you stand alone in the middle of nowhere. Let the silence tell me what I needed to know. Every step in the dark carved my name in the stone. I feel the sun through the cracks. I was never motel coffee going cold, dust on my shoe, name on the key, but not my soul. I keep driving past every welcome sign at night, chasing a shadow that never steps into the light. Every town asks me where you from, where you headed. I just smile softly like I forgot the ending. I walk beside the man with no name. He's the echo in my silence and the fire in my veins. A journey with no end in sight. Just the hum of passing days, alone with solitude. But I stay. Same blue sky, different postcard on the wall, faces blur. I remember, then forget them all. Late night diners, talk of love and last trains home. I sip my soda, pretend I never feel alone. Every map folds up right where my heart should be. Lines keep crossing, but none lead back to me. racing line on the horizon that keeps rolling out of sight. Endless road in the dark. I keep walking. I keep walking. Every echo in my heart is the only voice that's talking. If there's a place where the soul stops, it's hidden somewhere past tonight. Endless road in the dark, and I move toward fading light. Wind in my collar, carrying stories I'll never know. Stars hiding deep in the clouds, watching me walk far below. Footsteps and heartbeat falling too slow. Steady time. Silence sits down on my shoulder, like it's the only friend that's mine. Tell me, is there a finish line or just small sky? Would I turn around if I saw the end with my own eyes? Out here the world falls quiet till I can hear my name. I stand alone beside this highway and feel the darkness One more step, then another, wilderness swallowing the night. If this path goes on forever, I'll be here, burning like a fragile little light. Floor is cold, back against the door. Makeup on my hands from the night before. Every picture on the wall feels like it's staring through. I've been talking to the ceiling like it's you. I've been down so low, breathing in the dust, counting every crack in the faith I trust. But somewhere in the dark, there's a tiny spark saying, get back up, walk on through the fire. Even when the flames climb higher, every tear, every scar on my skin is the proof that I refuse to give in. From the depths of this despair, but there's a faint glow, shaking as I tie my shoes, hands still stained with doubt. Take a breath, hear my heart beating louder now. I was buried in the blue, thought the night had won, but the cracks along the blinds let in a line of sun, and that whisper in my chest won't let me rest till I rise, till I run through the fire, even when the flames climb higher. Every tear, every scar on my skin is the proof that I refuse to give in. From the depths of this despair, I'm strong, I break, I bend, but still I walk one step, then another, can't see the end, but I feel it closer. Every fall, every lonely night built these legs of steel for the climb. Broken wings on my bedroom floor, ticket from a trip I never took before. I traced the lines on a map I drew at night. All those places I kept locked inside. Every time I almost run, I pull back, say not tonight, but my heart keeps beating loud, like it's calling me outside. I've got the courage to fly, even with these broken wings. Gazing at the sky, I feel the pull of everything. If I fall trying. If I cry, I'll keep climbing. I've got the courage to fly. I've got the courage to fly. Streetlight glow through the window frame. Old school jacket with my high school name. Mama said, baby, dreams take time, but the clock on the wall on an empty lane, counting the mile signs, talking in my own name, footprints behind me, nothing ahead but sky. Silence beside me, and I still don't know why. Every lonely night I trace the cracks in my reflection, waiting on a sign, a small unstoppable resurrection. Bloom on the long road, bloom in the wild unknown, even when the world feels cold as a stone. Bloom in the wasteland, stand where the hurt has grown. I'm just a flower in the wilderness, but I bloom on my own. Wind like a memory, pulling at my old regrets, pages of history stained with the things I haven't said yet. Out in the gravel, a color begins to rise. One little heartbeat, breaking the gray of the endless skies. I was born in the quiet, in the in-between of crowd and void, raised by the silence, by every good